It's Stacy Esther from Coffee Talk. I am going to be talking to Tiffany Bean of the White Oaks Group in Houston, Texas. So I am just waiting for her to join me. So as soon as she is here, we will get chatting with her. So I know she just texted me asking me how to join. So I am just waiting for her. So just give us a second. How's everyone doing today? So I'm very excited to chat with her. She has been super busy. What would you like to chat about, Hannah? Tiffany, you love coffee. So what would you like to find out about? Tiffany has been super busy in Houston. She's been getting tons of referrals from agents all over the country. So I'm just really excited to see about how she's been doing and what I can learn from her. So I know she and her partner have been crazy busy. So I've actually referred her a client myself. So hopefully she's on. So let's see if I can find her. There she is. So just waiting for her. Is it all about real estate? It's about real estate. It's about Houston. She can tell you about different neighborhoods in Houston. We talk about anything. So yeah, we talk about everything and anything. So I know Tiffany she loves architecture. She owned her own business prior to going into real estate. So she can talk a little bit about that. She loves talking about her kids. So yeah, and Barbie was a big thing for her. So we can talk about all things. She's having trouble joining, I think. Oh no, no. All right, let's see here. Tiff, you're having some trouble, huh? She's trying to join. Hopefully she is, I know, we're just waiting for Tiffany to join us. There she is. Hi there.
Yay!
How are you?
I'm good now. I was like pushing that button like crazy and it kept saying nothing. I'm like, come on, do something.
I know, sometimes it takes a little bit. So how are you?
I am great. How are you?
Good. So what's going on in Houston?
Well, this morning it was 75, which is the first time I've seen anything under 90 in forever. And while ago I was outside and it said 92, it's been 107 to 110 for over a month.
Oh my
So
God.
that's pretty exciting stuff for us.
Yeah, I'm sure. Today it's been under 70, so I won't tell you about the weather
Don't talk
here.
about it. Let's just not talk about it.
But you've been super busy.
Yes, it's been it's just been an interesting year, I think, for everybody in real estate. Um, Still busy in different ways. Selling a home is a lot harder right now than it was last year, that's for sure. And buying a home is a lot harder. So I just feel like it's harder for everybody. But Houston still we've got oil and gas transfers people all the time. So there are still people who have to sell their home. And we've got a medical center here. We have a huge Texas Medical Center is enormous and has lots of teaching hospitals. So there's still lots of residents that have to transfer. And then we now have lots of tech in Houston. So we still have people who are coming and going, and we still have to help them find a home and sell a home. And it's just a little trickier than it used to be.
Right. So, but I mean, Houston's really large. So
Yes.
how do you, right? So you cover a big portion of it, but you can't do all of it. So how are
No,
you
so
navigating it?
I have a business partner, Will Burrell, and he lives in Katy. So that is southwest Houston. So he really focuses on the southwest side, and I focus on the northwest side. And I pretty much do northeast too. There's not as much um, activity in the northeast, although lately, it seems like I would say probably 40% of my last listings have all been on the northeast side. So you just never know. Um, and then we split up Houston, just whichever one of us is available. So we can kind of both come in from either angle and get there. And then we'll both do the Galveston is we all consider it a part of Houston because there is no okay, there's stop of buildings. There's stuff all the way from Houston to Galveston. So in my mind, I have no idea where Houston stops and Texas City starts or Galveston. So it's all just one thing to me. So we both will go down to Galveston, and that's just kind of fun because he was on a ferry the other day to get to a house. I mean, it's just a great work day when you get to ride on a big ferry and watch dolphins. So we'll both do that.
So you have to ride a ferry to get to Galveston. So it's an island?
Not to all parts, but there are a couple of parts that are islands. So some parts you do and some parts you don't.
Okay. And are the homes a lot different? I mean, is
They're on
it
stilts.
like, oh, really?
They're really tall. Yeah, and they're usually really colorful. So I love it because there'll be like a pink home, a purple home, a blue home, a green home, a yellow home. So my girls and I have two daughters, so we try to, which one's each one's favorite home, and they know I love pink, so they're like, that one's mom's on every one of them. But yeah, Galveston is really fun because it's just so different than the city.
That's the one thing I love about your Instagram is you're always featuring pink things.
Yes, it's a lot of pink. I have an 8-year-old and she's currently banning pink because mom likes it so much. But we're in the middle of remodeling their bathroom and it's going to be all pink tile. So there's about to be a whole lot more pink in her life.
Oh, that's so funny. So Susie Minkin asks, are there a lot of vacation homes in Galveston?
Yeah, it's mostly vacation homes. There is a movement right now of revitalizing Galveston. So there's a lot of regular single family homes that are getting updated and renovated. They were really neglected. Like it really, Galveston became just tourism was the only thing any of us focused on for a long time. But I'm really happy to see that it's kind of becoming like a place where you can live year round again, because it really is a beautiful community and really lovely people. And like I would 100% live in Galveston year round if I could.
So who would buy a second home? Like what, other people from Texas, other parts of Texas, or other places in the South? Would they be the ones who would come and buy homes there?
Most everybody I've helped buy a home in Galveston has been they either live in Dallas or Houston. So it's they buy it, they use it as an Airbnb year round, but then save, a month here and there where they plan to go stay when their kids are out of school or what have you. And you can store, you keep it furnished, you store all your toys there, your water toys. So it's set for you or as a short-term rental for somebody else. It's been all the homes I've done.
Got it.
And it's great.
And
it's a really fun community.
Yeah. So there's a lot of, so how does that, I lost my train of thought. So, I lost it. So sorry. It'll come to me. So what have you been doing this summer besides working?
I took my daughters on a lot of vacations this summer. My mother moved from Oregon to New Mexico. I spent a lot of time in New Mexico growing up. So, my daughters hadn't really ever been there. So we took a road trip from here, there, and stopped at every cool Texas thing because there's a whole lot of Texas between Houston and New Mexico. So we turned it into a 10-day trip just checking everything out, and then seeing her new place, which is beautiful. New Mexico homes are all adobe and
Right.
just so New Mexican. It's just so different than Houston. So it's really fun. It was really fun for the girls to see something, where the whole city looks different. So still
Right.
a major city, but just every home, here almost everything is brick. Or stone, and so much new construction. And there, like, new construction is adobe, so it all looks so different. It's beautiful. So we really enjoyed that. We enjoyed Austin. We saw several Compass agents when we went to Austin, which was really
I
fun.
heard.
And yeah, it's great. I love Compass. I love that we're so connected, countrywide. I feel like I have friends everywhere, so I love it. It makes me want to travel more because I just want to go meet some people I know in person.
Right.
And we went to Marfa. I had always wanted to see that Prada installation outside Marfa. So that's really all there is in Marfa. I can't say there's too much else to do there, but we had a lot of fun. And we went to Carlsbad Caverns, which I had been to when I was a kid, and it was really fun to take them and just see the look on their face reminded exactly how I would love to come to New Jersey, Susie. I see your comment. But they looked the same way. I remember feeling just so, how is this a real thing? This big giant cavern underground with these beautiful stalactites in it. So we loved that. We went up to Santa Fe. We just really enjoyed everything. And since we've gotten home, I've thought of like 8 other places in New Mexico that we didn't go to. So we can't wait to do it again. Then this last weekend, we went to San Antonio and went to Six Flags and the Riverwalk. And we're really just trying to enjoy everything that's within driving distance of us right now. So it's been a really fun time.
And are your girls back in school?
They just started. So my little one just started Monday. My older one started 2 weeks ago, which I don't know who thought this made sense, where I lost my babysitter. So my 8-year-old didn't start until Monday. So the last 2 weeks were a little on the hectic side, but we survived.
So did she come to work with you?
Yes, lots of working with mom. It's really fun to try to have deep conversations with clients, and somebody's in the background yelling how they can't find their other shoe, or they hate something, or you never know what.
Right. Well, you just have to roll with the punches sometimes.
Yes. Jackie, my office administrator that I work with, was like, it just shows you're a real person. And
right.
I think everybody really learned that the last 2 weeks.
Well, right. So, unfortunately, sometimes we just have to do what we have to do. So I once had a procedure, and I wasn't supposed to drive, and I had a client call. They wanted to go see, they were in a city and they wanted to go see like like a $1.5 million condo. So I'm like, mom, let's go. And she's like, okay. So she drove me, and the fact that later on, after we were under contract on something even bigger, I told him that, and he goes, well, that shows your chutzpah, your dedication. And,
yeah,
I have a client for life because of that. So,
yeah, it's true. The things we think are going to make us look bad are actually stuff everybody goes through, and it's just a real life experience.
Exactly. So, yeah. So what did you think of the Barbie movie? We got to talk about that. Speaking of pink.
I loved it. I've seen it twice now. I have heard all kinds of mixed reviews on it, but I thought it was amazing. And I thought, gosh, there were some really poignant moments in there that I wasn't expecting. I cried twice. Both times I went to see it, I cried. So I thought it did a really good job of having fun, talking about feminism, and making us think about our past. So I loved it.
Mm-hmm. I actually saw it with my 2 childhood friends that I used to play Barbies with.
Oh,
yeah.
And what did y'all think?
No, I really liked it also. It wasn't what I expected because, you heard the reviews and they weren't so great. And then you go and see it and it just, it wasn't at all what I expected. And my mom came with us also. So it was very, it was fun seeing it with them and my mom.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. We went, it was my mom, my daughters, and myself, and then my sister-in-law and my brother, and all dressed up. So it was really fun. They were Malibu, Barbie, and Ken, and everybody was dressed up. My mom wore a pink Mexican dress. It was really cute. So, but same thing. There was moments where like we all had a weird Barbie, like the Barbie that you accidentally drew on and cut her hair, and just all of it. Like same thing. It reminded me so much of I playing Barbies, and I was a huge Barbie girl. My grandfather owned a lumberyard, and my parents managed it. My dad managed it. My mom kept the books for it, and the lumber business, like just kind of ran everything. So anyway, as a kid, my toys were like the old wallpaper books. When this is the 70s, so when they'd get the new wallpaper books, I'd get the old ones. And so they're these huge books with all the samples, and so I would just be making new Barbie furniture and wallpapering the house again. And so really my whole childhood was really just creating homes for Barbies over and over and over, which is so funny that now I'm a realtor, because I'm like constantly going in homes and staging and decorating and all the same things I did as a kid with those darn wallpaper books. But I had the fanciest houses.
Right, I'm sure. But what did you do before you went into real estate?
I was a clothing designer. So I owned 2 boutiques in Portland, Oregon, and I designed my own line of clothing that we sold at them and some other boutiques. And yeah, so always been something in the creative field.
Right. So that so that just kind of, shows your creative side. The fact that you have that design eye. I don't. I absolutely need someone to be brought in to stage a home or to help me see it, because I'm not as, and then we have Susie on here who has the architect.
Yes.
And then there's me. I'm like, yeah, it looks good. But I can tell my mom, as she's been like going through her home and redesigning things, I'm like, that paint color isn't going to be too purple. And she'll put it on the wall and she'll say, oh yeah, you're right. Like that much I can tell you, but like the overall stuff, I'm like, I think you need an expert. But at least I'm realistic enough to say I'm not the right one, but I know someone who is the right one to help you with it.
Yeah. That's the key thing, is to know what you're good at, know your limits, not try to do something you're not good at.
Right.
I'm the far extreme of that, in that we've bought several houses we shouldn't, because I look at it through a lens of what I could do with it, and I don't actually see how bad the house is. So my ex-husband would be like, please just take off the rose-colored glasses and see the actual home before you buy this one, because the last one was a nightmare. So I'm like, but it could have been amazing if I'd have worked on it nonstop for the rest of my life. So I have to really force myself to see the actual house and not what all great it could be.
Yeah. I actually just met with some clients that we closed on their house in December, and his review said, I didn't think she was going to actually let me buy a house, because every house he walked into, he had those rose-colored glasses and could see the big picture. And I'm like, nope, because I saw the issues with it.
That's what makes you such a good realtor, is that you're looking out when people miss things, you're watching out for them.
Right. Yeah. So, but, I also have to see what they're capable of, where having that design expertise. And if you have people that can help you do things, then, we all have our strengths.
Yes.
So, yeah. So tell me what else. So you're busy with helping people, you and Will, and Jackie is your right hand, or the bones of the business, right?
Yes.
Who Not How, right? Absolutely. That is one of the best books that I've ever read, Who Not How.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, and you have someone else on your team now? Do you have
we
have
Go ahead. We have another agent that's working kind of the North Conroe area. and then we have a TC, transaction coordinator, that helps all of us out. So we just
Yeah.
kind of continue to grow little by little as it makes sense for us.
Yeah.
We're not trying to become a big team, but as we need more help, we add them on. We have a great marketing group that works for us, and just slowly we have a great virtual assistant. So there's lots of players involved to help make it all function. But I love all of them. We all just have a great time together.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I think I'm waiting for someone that is licensed in California to pass his test here in Chicago, and then
Oh,
he's gonna be joining me.
that's so exciting.
Yeah. So yeah, someone who I helped buy a place 6 years ago. So
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome. It's so scary, and there's definitely a curve of like you're just it's a lot more work on you to start, and then at some point it turns, and you're just everyone's life gets easier, and it's so great. It's such a great feeling.
Right. But the fact that he isn't a brand new agent, just brand new to
I
Chicago,
think
will
that's
make
key.
things different. Yeah. Yes, I'm
Yeah, I think that's
excited.
really. Oh, I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And it couldn't come at a better time now that things are getting busier, right as like the season's supposed to start slowing down here. But yeah.
So it's getting busier for you right now?
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
yeah. It's
I feel like, well, school started Monday, and I have been nonstop on the phone all day, Monday, Tuesday, and today. So I feel like everybody's kids went back to school, and then all the parents are like, okay, I can actually talk now. Let's talk about selling our house. Let's talk about what buying looks like. Let's start these conversations. So
yeah.
August is notoriously slow in Houston. It's a very back to school kind of town, and all of our schools start at a different date. So from the beginning of the month till the end, there's a different school starting every week. I don't know why we haven't thought about putting them all at the same time, but we do not. So the whole month of August is notoriously slow for real estate because you're so focused on getting your kids ready for school, or you're a teacher or principal, something in the school system, working so much. So really, this week, it just seems like all of a sudden my phone is literally ringing off the hook from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. people wanting to talk real estate. So that's exciting.
That's good.
It was perfect timing for me because I really took a lot of the summer easy. I still had clients going, but just not the amount that I usually have, so that I could enjoy my daughters. So it really works out great.
Right. And if it's not if there isn't as much inventory to help people buy,
Yeah.
what can you do? Because that's what I felt like. I was spinning my wheels trying to find inventory for clients.
Yeah. We are fortunate that we have so much new construction going on here. So there are lots of, depending on where you want to be, we can almost find a home through new construction. Resale is definitely lower inventory, but we are still seeing them. They're still popping up. Again, we're oil and gas, so there's just a lot of people who have to move here all the time.
Yeah.
It's a hard lifestyle to just constantly being transferred back and forth, but that keeps giving us some inventory.
Yeah, we don't have as much new construction. We have proposed like a one-off here and a one-off there, but if someone needs a house now, they can't wait 10 to 12 months.
Yeah.
And unlike Houston, if concrete isn't poured by like October, the home isn't being built.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we can build all year. We're just fine.
Right.
I saw Susie ask the price point. So we have new construction, depending on where you're at. There's some up in the Conroe area for $250. I just closed on one in Hockley for $309. So they're definitely depends. These are suburbs pretty far from Houston. Inner Houston is more like 800,000 to get new construction. And it's more of a townhome style. It's still considered a single family, but it feels like a townhome.
And what about like the suburbs like that have the subdivision with the pool and the, like I know I referred a family to you that's actually coming down this week. So what type of
So like the one I did in Hockley for 309 is a subdivision that it's a brand new one, but they are putting in a pool and like 4 splash pads and 4 parks and stuff. And it's right beside an old drive-in movie theater, which I thought was really cool that you could just go over to that. But you know, our popular, like Bridgeland is our most popular subdivision right now, our community. And I would say new construction in Bridgeland is probably, I feel like the last one I did was 650. So, right, probably like 600 plus is to get one. There's some neighborhoods around Bridgeland that are very, very similar. And I've had some for like 480 in those neighborhoods. Yeah, the family that's coming down that you recommended, we're looking at the Woodlands, Tomball, and down into Cypress. And there's a lot of newer homes, and I think everything is, you know, we're looking at pretty much under 500,000, and we have a ton of opportunities. So
got it.
Houston's just compared to, I think your neck of the woods, we're very affordable.
Well, it's so interesting because I've had people ask for similar things like subdivisions with a pool, and like that just doesn't happen here. You go to the park district pool, or you go to the neighborhood pool, but like we don't have those subdivisions that have pools. Your neighbor may have a pool in their backyard, but it's not the same type of thing.
Yeah. So it's so hot here. Everywhere's got a pool. We got pools everywhere.
No, right. And that's because here you might open up your pool in May. You may not be able to open it up until June, depending on the weather. And then possibly through the end of September, maybe beginning of October. It just really depends on the weather. So why would you have a pool?
Yeah, we've had Christmas at my neighbor's pool, Halloween pool parties. You can swim almost any time here, except like January, February is our only real cold months.
Right. Well, that makes a huge difference when you can use it 8 to 10 months a year as opposed to 4.
Yeah, huge.
Right.
Because they're expensive. Right now, to put in a pool is about $75,000 here. That's a pretty big commitment to put in a pool.
Right.
So it's a lot of money.
Right. Plus the maintenance on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Electricity.
Right. Right. And just the chlorine and cleaning it and all that. So, no, I get it. So, but some people still want it. So you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, I don't want to keep you too long. I know you're busy. So, but I do appreciate you chatting with me today. So that always messes it up. No, that's okay. I don't want to keep you. I know you're busy. So I thank you so much for joining us today, Tiff. So I know it's been so long since we actually got a chance to catch up. So now everyone got to see it.
Yes. That's awesome. This is super fun.
Yes. So, well, thank you. Have a great day. And I will talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.